Fresh off of a win in Iowa, former President Donald Trump is shifting his focus to next week's New Hampshire primary. And John Kerry says he is stepping down as the U.S. climate envoy to campaign for President Biden. Good morning, I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The Republican presidential candidates are campaigning in New Hampshire ahead of next week's primary in that state. From member station WBUR, Anthony Brooks reports former President Donald Trump is coming off a decisive victory in this week's Iowa Republican caucuses.
Trump rallied supporters, many of whom wore red MAGA hats, in the town of Atkinson. He touted his landslide victory in Iowa and said with their help he can also win next week in New Hampshire. Brian Nadeau says he's supporting Trump because he's already proved that he can do the job.
Keeping us out of wars on the world stage, keeping us energy independent, bringing people in to the country the legal way, the right way, and not just opening the borders.
In New Hampshire, Trump faces a challenge from Nikki Haley, who finished third in Iowa. But with the support of moderate independents, she's within striking distance of catching him, according to some polls. For NPR News, I'm Anthony Brooks in Atkinson, New Hampshire.
U.S. climate envoy John Kerry is at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. He's participating in a group that's trying to coax the private sector to build more products that don't contribute to global warming. Kerry has also said he is stepping down from his role to campaign for President Biden.
Because I'm a federal employee, I'm not allowed to engage in the campaign. That's not going to happen. So I want to be able to speak out on that and other issues globally.
Kerry says he plans to continue attending world climate summits. The Biden administration is proposing changes to federal rules that would limit how much people pay in overdraft fees to their banks. The proposal could cut the overdraft fee to as little as $3. It would also slash billions of dollars in revenue for the nation's largest banks. Financial analysts expect those banks to challenge the proposed rule in court. The Israeli military says it has killed the leader of what it calls a terrorist cell in the occupied West Bank. Israeli raids, airstrikes, and arrests were already rising there before October 7th, but NPR's Lauren Freyer reports from Tel Aviv they've skyrocketed since.
The Israeli military issued video, black and white aerial footage of an airstrike on the Balata refugee camp in the northern West Bank city of Nablus. It says a, quote, terrorist cell was eliminated, but didn't say how many people were killed. Among them, though, the Israeli military says, was a militant leader who'd received funding and guidance from Iran and had been planning an imminent large-scale attack. Since the fighting in Gaza began, Israeli military operations have killed hundreds of people in the Israeli-occupied West Bank, too, according to health officials there. Human rights groups and Palestinian officials say thousands of residents have also been arrested. Lauren Freyer, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
You're listening to NPR.